Hi, welcome to the Bay Show. This is another edition on the Bay Show, and we are here to discuss cohabiting. Yeah, cohabiting. That is when a lady and a guy are living together, or married guy and lady. Yes, you know now these days people they call them testing the slogan. They go call am testing. Somebody go say no, I want test. And you see the way they are comfortable living together. They are not married. Now the lady will be performing the marital duties, the guy like omo, me I never know sha, but that's why we're here to talk about it, and we'll get your opinion as well. I'm Ultra Favora, and I'm here with Ayomide to discuss this topic. Welcome, Ayo.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name
Welcome.
is Ayomide.
How are you?
Fine.
Okay, so this cohabiting, I'm actually happy to discuss this with you as a youth because, of course, the Gen Zs now sometimes or somehow they don't see anything wrong with you. You know, some people go to school, universities, they leave their homes, they go there, and normally sometimes their parents even give them money to rent their own or stay in the hostel or rent their own room in a lodge. But you get to see these people, they get in and probably they have a boyfriend already in school. And I'm like, I don't get admission into your school. And I'm like, okay, so you go come stay with me now. And you see a young girl in 100 level going over to the guy's house to live with her. And it's actually rare. I don't know if it's, I think it's rare for the guys because somehow the guys have to go, if they're going to cohabit with the lady, it has to be the lady that who has something to offer them, probably the girls from the rich family. So but well, let me get your, what do you think is actually the motivation behind this, because it's very rampant now.
Okay. So the reason why I think girls are mostly like cohabiting with guys is because most times they're looking for somebody to be dependent on. Sometimes, okay, your parents will actually give you money, but it's not enough to get what you actually need. And then these guys will like give you more experience. Maybe your parents is giving you like 10,000 naira and you need to get a wig. Obviously, your mom will not give you money for a wig. You're in 100 level, you don't need it. And you want to actually like mingle with your friends. You want to like be close to them and all
Yeah.
that. So you need somebody. And as a guy that is going to be giving you all these things, you have to have something you are offering to them. I cannot just give you 100k to buy a wig. What do you have to offer to me?
So I can't be your friend if I'm not getting
That's
anything from
men
you.
mentality actually.
Oh.
You have to like do a whole lot of things. It actually happens a lot in schools. In my lodge, we have like I think like 3-4 people were living together, couple. There was even one guy in my lodge then that broke up with his girlfriend, I think in year one. Then the second year after the breakup, another girl. Why? How did it happen? He could not live alone.
The guy.
The guy could not live alone. He left his parents' house. The mom was always helping him, washing the clothes, cooking for him. So when he got to school, he could not be independent.
Good. Okay, go ahead.
So we Nigerians now, we females, they programmed us to help men.
Is he from a well-to-do family?
I think
Well,
it was
providing.
to some extent. It wasn't poor, but it wasn't rich. So the lady, he wanted somebody to be able to like take care of him, cook in the morning, wash his clothes, and
So why is it that these ladies or these girls can't do it from afar? So even if you are, because of course your parents didn't send you to school to go cook for a man,
definitely.
to go wash for a man. Like, I don't understand. They paid your fees to go and read, and somehow some of these ladies who do this, they don't even come out with good grades. You see their 100 level result,
Very
it's
bad.
very poor, because you're looking at what, okay, let me share this with you. Though they were not living in the same house,
Okay.
in school, then inside the same room, but it was the same lodge. Now this guy would always call on the girl, come and do this for me, come and cook for, and the approach wasn't even good, very bad. like, come and do this, and you'll find out that this girl cannot even, probably whenever he calls on her, it will be, most times is when she's studying, and she wouldn't even be able to concentrate to read.
again.
Now, is this why your parents sent you to school, to go babysit a guy, or to go wife a guy? So that is why somehow I find it difficult to understand why people would still do it, even when some of the impact is negative. Okay, so from your own, from what you, yeah, your experience with people around you, was the impact negative or positive? Because I feel somehow these guys will end up leaving you.
Yeah, actually, because most of these people that were living in that lodge, they actually broke up after school.
Okay.
Some were even in the same department. They just wanted the experience.
Mm.
My friend is doing this thing, I want to do it.
Oh my, wanna be.
So my friend is living with his girlfriend. Why can I not have a girlfriend that will take care of me too?
Mm.
So they like the experience. Then they've taken everything. What you have to offer is not new anymore. They've taken advantage. You have washed their clothes, fed them, even had sex with them. They've seen everything they want to see. So why would they marry you?
Exactly.
So I don't know.
I love
I
that
don't-
question. Why would they marry you?
So I don't know why you're leaving yourself to a guy. This guy doesn't even have a future yet.
Exactly. They don't have a job. Your parents' money is not your money.
Definitely not.
Your parents' money is not your money. So I don't see why a lady would just throw herself on a man. Okay, because he's giving you wig, he's giving you
Just for
money,
material things.
material things, and then you lose yourself. Some of them even go ahead having abortions. What about
A lot,
that?
actually.
Having abortions because this guy is not ready for you.
There was a girl like that in my ND days.
Mm.
She was staying, I think, 2-3 rooms beside mine. The guy, they were not living together. She was always going. She had roommates, so the guy could not come over. So she was always going to the guy's place. This girl had 5 abortions for this guy. 5. Every time she was pregnant, she was aborting it. Then she had to leave school. I think her parents could not afford her school fees anymore, so she had to leave. The second semester, the guy had another girlfriend. Like, I wonder how she would have gotten the news, because she was not there anymore.
If she wasn't mentally stable, I believe she would commit suicide.
She would have. But I don't know. I'm not really close with her, so I don't really know anything.
Because for
about
instance,
it.
if she had lost her womb in the process,
Like,
what would she do? Some people will commit suicide because they're like, so what am I living for? But well, that's not even what you should be doing. So I think somehow, is it that we don't have enough sex education that is making, because when you were talking earlier, you said something about experience. Is it that we don't have enough sex education to get these people to know, they now want to experience experience, get the experience themselves by practicing it before they even get into the main thing? So they are practicing, and then what if something happens along the line?
I think the problem is actually from our parents. You know, when we were young, you cannot mention anything about sex. You cannot do.
I
you cannot
agree.
like
African parents
all these
of
things.
the old,
All these things. How about you mention them? Tell them these are the complications you are going to meet. If you do these things, these are the repercussions. If you have sex with a guy, unprotected sex with a guy, and you get pregnant and you abort it, your womb might get lost, and all of these things. So those girls were afraid at home. Then the freedom in school. They were able to do the things they wanted to do. You were able to like meet new guys that you cannot touch at home. If you talk to any guy in the neighborhood, your mom will be like, what's that one?
God.
Beats that one. A whole lot of things.
They can't even come in. Sometimes some parents don't even allow their children's friends to come into
the house,
especially if it's of the opposite agenda. They don't want you to come into the house. You see a young girl, they will be sneaking to see their friends, a guy.
Like,
probably they are living upstairs, and then they are seeing the person downstairs behind
so just,
the
like,
compound.
a whole lot of things.
So now, because I actually have someone like that, when the dad actually doesn't like that while they were growing up. So this girl would have a friend. She even had a boyfriend at the time, and to see the guy, she'll have to sneak. Now, why I'm laughing is if the father gets to catch her and probably I'm around, they'll switch the guy to me.
Like you were the one they came to.
Exactly. They'll switch the guy to me. So I'm the one incident actually happened, apart from this one I just talked about that happened in the compound. We were walking, we were going somewhere. I think we were coming back, yes. So the guy, the boyfriend then went with was working with us. So looking, this girl sighted the dad and immediately said, please, okay, just swapped us and crossed over to the other side.
So the guys beside
the
you,
guys
so
beside me. So the man passing now saw me with the guy, and but somehow this man doesn't believe. Like somehow the man used to see me differently. So but I don't know why he was that uptight with the daughters. So I'm like, okay, so why? Because what you said about parents, it's really true. The parents of, would I say before, because I think somehow now
Gen Z parents,
the Gen
I
Z
think they're
parents,
going to be like
they are
different,
doing better,
yeah.
because they've gone through some of these things, and awareness is actually people are getting aware,
exactly.
though not all of them, because there are people, I believe there are some still Gen Z parents
They are
that
still following their parents' footsteps, are
because
still
of
very strict.
probably the uptight nature of their upbringing. So, but before, God, the parents of them.
To have friends, female
Is a
friends. My
problem.
female friends in secondary school were very afraid of my mom. They see her like this, they turn, run. In fact, I was afraid for them because I don't know what will happen.
Are you serious? Female friends. So what if she
Female
had seen me
friends.
with
What
male
if she had
friends?
seen me with male friends? My mom is very strict. That woman.
Seriously, I really feel parents should actually look into it. It's their fault. Somehow it's their fault.
Because some people still actually come up better, even with this uptight upbringing. They're still good in school. So I think to some extent, maybe a little, just talk about sex. Like, okay, this is what it is. This is what it entails. When you go to school, you will meet different people. Don't fall victim. There are like 400 level students that wants to just see 100 level students and just go their way and then move on. I mean, 400 level students will not marry a 100 level student, never. So they'll be looking for 100 level, somebody that they can just like play with for a year before they pass out. And somebody that does not have experience from home, she'll get her eyes will open and be like, okay, let me experience what this is with few money, few items, few material things.
And if the parents are not there, probably they have absentee parents.
Yeah.
You found out that these children will get to school, and the kind of friends they make, probably the first set of friends might be the bad influence, and they get to flow with it because to them, they were not this free. Now they can stay on their own. Their parents don't even know what is happening. So this issue of cohabiting, I think, how can girls, because it's more on the girls, because I think it's actually these girls that are being taken advantage of.
Yes,
because the abortion aspect, now this guy you're staying with him, he's providing everything, of course he's having sex with you. He's not housing you for you to just stay there and for what? God, even the food you'll be eating and everything, it's for something, and it's just for that sex that they are getting.
It's just when they are tired of you, then they'll move on.
Because for instance, if it's outside school, probably someone who is no longer in school, they've graduated, somehow I think they are mature to some extent that even if they're not in it for the sex, somehow, though they still want something they will get, but I think then they are now thinking of, okay, probably can I marry this person? Or yes, but I think at the school level, that person they look your will. So okay, I think we should just talk the school level, how these girls can really avoid this. Then we can now come over to the mature aspect.
Contentment. Like, okay, your parents is giving you small, manage it. It's not like it's not enough. It's just greediness. You want more. If you're actually content, some people are actually doing business in schools.
Thank
Like
you.
you
I was going
can
to say
you
that.
can sell
Skills.
stuff. You can apply for skills and then you get jobs. I have plenty of people like that. When I was in school, I was baking cakes, making donuts and all that. I was
Exactly.
making a little income. It was not much, but it was able to sustain me with the little I was getting. So if you are contented with what you have, you would actually avoid all these issues of men trying to, and all these
Take
men,
advantage.
all these men, they'll still go back to their friends to tell them that that girl,
What are you not
now
saying?
that girl, and
Okay, so I heard a
just want
story. I heard a story. Someone, I think that was still when I was in school though. This young guy was um winning a lady. Now I think, not even I think, from the way everything happened, he already discussed it with the friends, the guys. So okay, I'm going to get this lady, and they put a bet
to
on this on her.
Hey.
And the lady at first was, because when the whole story got out, we got to talk with her and all of that. So she was actually resisting at first. I think later she let her guards down, and this guy took advantage. I think how it got out was one of the friends who liked the girl, who didn't really want to do
the
that.
bet, okay.
Yes, do the bet. Actually passed her message, and the girl now had to know about what happened. And somehow I'm like, what do these guys stand to gain? You are the one that wants it.
You were
You're the one chasing. You're the one, you want the cohabiting. Even if it's not the cohabiting, you still want the. So why loud it and embarrass this young girl?
And just like adventures, actually. they like they like chasing. That's why you see girls nowadays, they're always doing wicked stuff to guys. They will not be crying on the internet, see what this lady have done, see what this lady have done. That is what you want. What do you expect after spoiling young girls' life?
Like,
You will not grow up and then have it.
exactly.
It's not possible.
And I think some of these young girls who are very mean, doing it to the guys, actually learn from other people's
Other people's
experience.
mistakes.
Because you hear people, it's everyone on the internet, there are groups on the
now,
internet,
yes.
and people are sharing their story. So do you think a young girl who is just coming up will see
Seeing
some
all
of
these
those
things
things
and then
and
still
will not
there?
toughen up? So another thing I
Self-go
think,
sharp.
seriously, another thing I think is some girls are lazy. Just
Yeah.
like said, greed is one of it. Some girls are lazy. You can't tell me you can't muffle up some things. Probably your parents are giving you money. You don't have a skill to sustain yourself because you feel, okay, I'm getting all of this from this guy. So are you actually checking what the fact that some guys are still different too? Let's not also
Some of them work out, actually.
some of them, but it is rare.
It is rare.
In rare cases, and some of them that work out, for me, I think they didn't even get to probably cohabit for long. Maybe it was maybe situation happened.
Okay, maybe she got pregnant and then they didn't want to abort.
Yes, or a situation happened that made the girl to just start at first, and okay, maybe I have an issue with my house, I'll sort it out. Okay, can I just come and stay here? And but not that you intentionally want to go and stay with a guy and you tell me that he'll still marry you. God, I beg you. Well, if you
It's not in this Nigeria.
seriously, I've not seen. If you have seen, maybe you can tell us.
Rare. Very, very rare.
Very rare. So now about our mature people who are no longer in school and they still cohabit. Now, what are they looking for? What do you think they are looking for? The mature, the guy who is working, the lady who is working, and now this lady can actually afford some of these things. They can rent their own apartment. They are good. So what's up? Must you live with your boyfriend?
I think it's more of pressure. As a Nigerian female at 25, 26, they're already expecting you to bring husband. They'll tell you when you were 18, 19 that you must not date somebody in school, you must not do this. But then when you are 25, 26, you should have somebody you're keeping. You should have somebody. Then these girls they're nearing 29, they're nearing 30. That's the issue. Their aunties are always telling them in Christmas parties, when are you going to get married? Your cousin that is my own daughter, she got married at 24.
They're throwing it on your face.
Yes. So you as a
Throwing it to
lady,
your
then you are now
face.
pressured. You're like, what should I do? What should I do? Okay, Emeka was asking me out. Let me date him. Then when you date him for a week, you're going to his house, you cook this day, you sleep over. You forget your brush.
Oh my goodness.
The second night, you sleep over, you forget your wig. Obviously, you did not forget it. You left it there on purpose.
On purpose.
Then you carry a bag another night and want to spend the weekend. That's why you'll be carrying your stuff small, 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 small. Because I don't think mature men actually want ladies to cohabit with them.
Yes.
I don't think so. I've not heard of that situation
I don't
where
think so too.
there is only females that like forcing themselves. It's in school that males will want you to come.
Yes.
But when they are outside school, when they are like fighting for themselves, they want to be somebody in this life. They want to be free. They don't want any entanglement anywhere. So it's you that is a lady that they are pressuring you from home. You want to get married by 30 or even earlier. Then you start rushing. Then you even pressure the guy.
And when men sense that pressure,
Yeah, actually.
they don't give in. When
They'll
they
tell
sense
you
that
point
pressure
blank,
from you,
"Me, I'm not interested, though.
exactly.
I'm not
Or
interested."
they'll start delaying. Now you go come, they ask them,
Yeah, when
what
are
are
you
we doing?
supposed- Aye.
You will start by what are we doing? Oh
What are
God,
we now?
that question, oh God.
What
A
are
lady
we
like,
now?
what are we doing? What are we now? Where are we headed? Like when you started, you didn't know what you were doing.
So
This
it's
is
not-
why it's good to define relationships. Why would a lady, you're asking a full grown man, what are we doing? Before you started, I believe those things should have been sorted out.
If a man is telling you, let's see how it goes, please just run away or run for your dear life. Let's see how it goes.
Exactly. You now start asking, what are we doing? And when you start asking some of those questions, they're already sensing pressure. And you don't expect him to. They'll feel, oh, okay, this maybe this lady, maybe they don't need pressure from house. Are you sure she will be a good? They'll not start weighing you. They'll not
Are you
start
sure
checking.
she'll be a good housewife? When she was washing your clothes and cooking for you, you were not weighing
Thank
her then.
you.
Though. It was now when you want to marry her that you're now saying,
Now,
will you be
okay,
with
let's
somebody?
check this part now. Let's be going small and know. Okay, maybe let's give it from now.
Aye.
Women don't suffer finally. Women don't suffer, but I think it's actually them that they are the cause of their problems. Some of them are the cause of their problems. Some I know are victims of would I say situation or something happened, but most of them, majority, are the cause of their problems. You can't just get into somewhere just like say they are forgetting one thing on the other. Why would you even? This is why, as a lady, I think you should be mentally whole. You should be mentally whole. You shouldn't allow pressure.
Like, be your own person.
Thank you.
Be your person.
If you're very busy, you have skills, you have a job.
Nobody will pressure you.
Even your parents will not pressure you. But when probably maybe you're still with them, somehow you don't have enough money and you're asking them,
give me one
can you give me?
you
I'll give
want
you
to look for a job that you want paying for your tea fare. Issues.
That's when they'll remind you you're not married.
You're not married. Why are you still under my roof?
Exactly, because somehow it's also getting to them. So I think you should first of all be mentally whole as a lady and be able to as in have that defense that you can't that kind of pressure cannot get to you, because that is what makes ladies make mistakes. Because any guy you pressure into getting married to you, you have to beg that person to stay.
You
keep begging in that marriage.
Please stay for your child. Please stay for this. Please stay for the family. And then children, you spoil their mental health.
There's really a lot.
You spoil their mental health. And children have they learn quickly. They're like very sharp. So then you start spoiling them. Then they grow up with that issue again. Absentees, parents, something is happening. Okay, they want to divorce and
it's true.
It's crazy.
And talking about the men too, because there are still men who are victims, but I think a man, men are logical. You can't tell me a man would want to just be the one to cohabit with a lady without having something in mind.
thought about
You would
it.
have thought about it. Probably this lady is well to do, this lady is
I have
very
something
rich.
to gain.
I have something to
Yeah.
gain, and that is why they will need to. So, why should a man even think of cohabiting with a lady?
It is actually
When,
very rare.
because if you're manly, if you have that sense of
That have
being a man,
ego.
that
As a
confidence.
man, you have ego. You should be like very proud. So why would you like stoop low? Because you'll be disrespected though. I trust
We
my
are still in
gender.
Africa, of course.
I trust my gender. You are living under me. I'm feeding you.
Exactly.
Hi.
You will do and do everything.
You'll be
Well,
hearing it
there are
every
people. They are
day.
still different.
They
There
are
are still
still
ladies who are
different. But for
different.
most of them, most of them, even the ones that are good, to some extent, they'll get tired. Like, why am I the one always taking care of you? Especially if the man is like lazy.
Yes.
I understand if he's trying to do something for himself. Maybe he has the drive. He's looking to get his goals together. But then you are lazy. She's coming back from work. She's meeting you. You're watching TV. You're watching the TV I paid money for.
And you expect her to
still,
go into the kitchen and cook.
to still cook. Some of these men don't even have respect. And now, you don't have respect. How can I go to work?
Oh my
I'm paying house rent. I went to work. I'm still coming back. You cannot cook. You're expecting me to come and cook for you. I'll still come and cook for you. And then you still sleep with me again. And you still spend my money. Ha.
Is your face for me? Seriously?
That's just disrespect right there.
But that's actually where a lot of the angle you're coming from. I know a lot of ladies will be coming from that angle because we're in Africa.
No.
But because around here, men just believe that it's the lady's duty
The
to do the
duties.
chores, cooking, and all of that. So when I'm the one providing, you're still
Then
the one. You're still
doing-
expecting me to do all of that. But in other developed countries, I believe somehow they share most of these responsibilities.
They share most of these responsibilities.
It's nobody's
oh.
responsibility.
Hi.
If you are the one disposed to do this, though even around here, I know some people still get to. It's all about understanding. They get to understand themselves, but that is in marriage. They will get to understand. But this cohabiting we are talking
without
about.
marriage.
Oh God.
Without marriage.
It's really something that needs to be looked
It needs
into.
to be addressed though.
Mhm.
They must do something about it. Thank God for all these developed countries that we're even seeing on the internet, that we're actually learning from. Men I don't know how to put it. They have put this pressure. Some of these men don't even want to work.
Very lazy.
They don't want to work. You are still going to do all these chores, and they don't still want to work. You provide, and then still do the chores.
They wake up in the morning, they are inside the duvet, and they are telling you, honey, are you awake? Are you going to work? And you see the lady, she has already taken her bath and she's about leaving. And you're lying down. Ah, God, I beg. And you're a man.
And I want you be.
And I want you be. And you are telling me, somehow I think they're the ones that have brought that insult upon themselves. Because you can't expect, check it now. Even if it's two, as in the same gender, and one person is bringing finance, bringing in the money, catering for the needs and all that, and then because you are older than that person, I want to use this scenario now, because you feel you're older than this person, it's actually still her duty to just like in the family setting, the last born they wash plates, now they sweep house, now the first and second born they go just stand up, go
last
sit
time
down,
they go cook,
last time they go cook,
uh-huh.
the last one go still fetch water except say the other ones don comot for house. Then because they are older, now you now bring in that kind of mentality because you feel this person is older and the younger one is bringing in the money, and you still expect now somehow it really doesn't work, it doesn't gel. So I think what we should be talking about is, can parents actually mend what they've spoiled? Some parents, can they mend what they've
I
spoiled?
don't think they can.
So nothing can be done about this.
I don't think so. Because parents, I mean, they're still doing it. They're still parents that will not, even when when they give birth to children, males are to play balls. You see them like, okay, leave them. Yeah, they are men.
They don't have a
They don't have
business in my
anything. They don't have
kitchen.
anything to do in my kitchen. Then you breed females up to take care of another person's son. All these things, they're not good. It's sure, I don't know. I don't know how they are
Yeah.
going to mend it. But thank God for Gen Zs now, actually, because we have learnt a lot.
Yeah.
So we are going to actually like do better.
Yes, I
We are
think
going
so.
to do better because we know how they brought us up. We're going to do better with our children. Okay, this is not how you should do things. Sex education important. Men, you have to do chores. It's not like you go and play ball. No, they don't do that here.
But do you think there's any legal implication to this cohabiting? Because, for instance, you're cohabiting with someone and maybe you're still in school and you're cohabiting and something happened to somebody's child. Hey,
Wahala.
God, I beg you. You have by case that day.
Actually.
Because, no, of course, the lady, for instance, like we talked about abortion, goes to abort and dies.
And then comes back and then dies in
And the
your room.
neighbors are like,
What are
this
you
lady
going
was
to do?
living. What you go do?
What are you going to do, Omo?
So the legal implication, I feel, I feel, God, you don't enter. Or
Actually,
do you think
it is
otherwise?
The problem is you go sleep jail. It is sure. Even though they are going to like, okay, both of you were adults, consenting adults when you were aborting or when the person died, or to some extent, before they believe you, you are still going to meet your Waterloo. You are still going to stay in the jail few months before they like investigate better.
Of course.
So it's not up to you to think about it though.
Okay, so as our parents have not probably they were, because somehow it's very difficult to change a person. It change the way someone was molded. And trust me, the people that molded our parents back then, they use iron hands. Just like, okay, so take this scenario, for a lady in their traditional marriage, after traditional marriage, if they are still going to do the white church wedding, they would actually take maybe their cousin. They'll send the lady with the cousin or a relative or a sister to the man's house, just so that she wouldn't go alone. You get? So that you're not seen doing something you're not supposed to be doing when everything is not
not legal,
not
yet.
legal,
Not, like,
not settled
together,
and all of that. So with all those things, that these people were brought up in some kind of way, uptight. So now that molding is already there, and you cannot expect them to change it. It's hard for them to change. So we as the individuals, the ladies, the guys, because there are still guys who are cohabiting in their, as in they are the ones living with the girls, even in school. So how can we as individuals begin to actually remove our minds to make a heal from that? And especially for those who have the negative impact or negative, it affected them negatively. What can we actually do to, because this thing it's everywhere. It's everywhere and it's bad. And the truth is, a lot of people are not seeing anything wrong with it anymore. It's getting so normal that nobody sees anything wrong with it, that you're living with someone that you're not married to, and it's okay. Now it's even people who it's now people who are not in that position that will now be seeing you as, like, those people in that position will be seeing you who is not doing it as
like, what are you now doing with your life? Why?
Seriously, like, why? Like, why are you not? You are this, you are too naive, you are waking, you are. So talking about the way we've analyzed this now, truth be told, it's not cool. Truth be told, if you ask me, because I'm not going to be ashamed of what I believe in. It's not cool. You can't be living with someone you're not married to, and you're telling me
getting marriage privileges.
Exactly. That's my pain. You're getting marriage privileges, and the guy will even be in the house bossing you around, and you are doing yes sir, and you're not married.
I've
You
had
never answer your
people-
papa yes
I've
sir for
had
house.
boyfriends beating their girlfriends. They're living with each other. You are beating her. You are beating somebody's daughter. What if you kill her?
And the girl would not even be bold enough to talk about it because their parents don't know that
Don't
they're
know. I
living with
know.
someone.
I mean,
So-
you cannot go home to say that one guy was beating me.
Beating me.
Wow.
They will ask you where, how, what
did it
happened? Okay, in his house. Okay, so when did you visit his house? And you go open your hands that day. So that's why somehow, because they know, and deep down, that is to tell you, they know that what they're doing is wrong. They know that somehow what they are doing is not cool. Because if they are bold enough to talk to their parents about it, then you know that, oh, okay, probably that particular young girl or young guy wasn't brought up, would I say, morally balanced. Because if he is feeling, or he or she is feeling that, yes, I can actually tell my parents about this, and I that I'm living with this guy had to beat me and all of that, then you know that there's something wrong with that, the child's upbringing.
Sometimes our parents are even like mostly at fault. To some extent, there are things that you cannot tell your mom because of the way the I don't know, the shame on. As a lady, I should be free to want to talk to my mom about these things.
Yes,
okay, I don't have freedom at home. When I got to school, this was what happened. Then you'll be able to enlighten me about it. But because I know that when I get home and I say this thing to my mom, wahala go
Somehow
happen.
they'll even use it against you after telling them the story, and you do one small thing in the house. Hey, that's why you know it's so yelling. That is why exactly. That is why this guy did this, because you don't have sense. You will not start talking. And do you know what you've done to that child? Next time she won't be able to talk to you. Next time she won't be able to.
She won't be able to talk to you and even talk to somebody else.
Exactly.
Then she'll have mental issues, mental health,
and she'll now resort to just like, the friends who don't even have that experience, or who are not mature enough, or who don't even have the moral balance to even address them or to advise them,
or even go back to the guy that is abusing you, because he listens to you, so you are like dependent on him. You tell him stuff, he advises you. You will not now know that this person is actually manipulating me, is a narcissist. You will not put it in your mind at all.
Exactly.
But because he listens and nobody else listens, he loves you the most.
Exactly. Haven't you seen ladies who say that guys who beat them is actually a sign of love? That it's just the way they are. I'm like, is this your mentally deranged?
I saw a meme one time. I saw a meme one time that, okay, the guy actually beat her, then he snapped a picture that she took a picture, she was in the hospital. She now wrote, "Thanks for correcting me."
Oh God, hold me, you have to hold me. Are you God, I beg. What is wrong with some?
Thanks for correcting us.
And she was still carry herself from that hospital bed and go back to that guy.
Hello. People are plenty like that they will beat you, they will even take money, go and buy gifts. They will even come out, I'm very sorry for beating you, I will not do it
I
again.
actually know someone that happened to like that, a young lady and a young guy. Now if the guy was a couple herself at that time, any small thing see beating go beat the girl after they told, and the thing is that people even knew and was advising the girl, but the girl saw it as love. The girl saw it as, no, this guy loves me so much, probably is his own way of showing love. And I've heard some ladies use their own mouth, like person go just beat me, after beating me he go tell me, God, no, I'll be making an excuse for him and say, that's your, I know it's your own way of showing
the guy
love.
will tell you.
Now you go even apologize, give him.
If it's not because I love you, if it's not because I love you, do you think I'll beat you? If I don't like you, will I beat you? I beg. Women don't see shege.
We don't see shege. What kind of rubbish is that? No, seriously, no, violence is not an act of love. What's that?
It's not.
Because I spoke to someone about that before, and I did a write-up. You cannot tell me that, because so what happened to communication? What happened to listening to me? What happened to we resolving this like two mature people? without you laying your hands on me, and I'm here making excuses for you and telling you that because you love me. What kind of was that mumu it's not even
Come on,
love.
that's not love.
That's not love.
That's obsession, because
Exactly.
when you actually like something, you would do everything in your power to actually like, okay, this person must not get hurt. When you see a flower, you like a rose. When you like it, you will leave it. It's when you don't like it that you cut it, because it will actually wilt.
Exactly.
It will actually it will rot out. It is not useful. But when you like something, you will leave it. The obsession, I don't know, obsession is not love. It's like very, very different.
You hold tight.
You hold tight.
When you love something, you
cannot
let it go.
Yeah, when you like something, you let it go.
If that thing is for you to
it will come back. Definitely.
Of
It will
course.
come back.
But the society we've seen ourselves in, well, I think our society is not helping matters. We've talked
not,
about parents and how they some of them contributed to this. Now the society contributing to it as well. What role, like the decadence, do you think is something that it can, what can be done, please? Like,
What can we do?
what can we do?
I don't even know.
Something must be done.
Because
To give our girls sense, something needs to be done for these girls to receive their senses back, because that they use it to buy akara. They tie it.
it's just, I don't know, advice. Because
Advice, who never
I
talk?
that's what I'm saying. I don't know what they can do. I don't know what they can do. Maybe we should keep advising each other, because therapy is even expensive.
Money is cheap again. Me, I'll not sit down having a session with you.
And I'm paying you
You will pay. Because when you were going to mumu yourself, you did not know. You now come for me to now waste my time. That beat where that guy give you, go monetize and give me.
It's just advice and support. When somebody when they need, because even married couples, men beat their wives. But in the society has seen it as, okay, he's beating you, but stay for your children. So
Which is a very, I don't think it's cool.
it's
somehow.
not actually.
Because you're not happy. You're dying, especially you're still young. You're dying in silence, and
But-
for like how long?
How long can you take it till it kills you? And then when you die, they'll say it's an accident.
Okay.
An accident. But person will carry chair knock for your head. Accident.
Accident. You don't know when he carry the chair, he go, he lift the chair. Na accident.
And actually, when somebody slaps you once, you should know that, okay, I have to stop. If somebody slaps you once, tells you sorry, and you accept, it turns to 2 slaps. Before you know, they will carry cane. They will start using it to beat you. Next, they will start using belts. They'll
Of
start
course.
carrying chair. So from the beginning, when you're already seeing violence, run away.
I think some people even see the red flags at the beginning, but because of the nonsense thing where they call love,
The
wey no
love,
be
love will cover it.
they will change. Now you be Holy Spirit, we go change am.
Will change with
Oh
it.
God, oh Father, we need sense in this life. So I think the society needs to play a very big role on this, and I think that's where the legal approach will come in, because since it's very rampant and a lot of people are doing this, I think legally something needs to, if there's nothing legal in place already about it, I think something
That
needs
they can
to,
pull.
yes, that can be firm enough. So the level of decadence we've actually we're encountering in this society is too much, but I think awareness has a very big role to play in this matter, because not everybody is aware. Okay, take for instance the sex education that we don't get at home. It can be given in schools. Organization can rise up and go to schools and give those the sex education, because some parents are very shy of calling your the body organ what it is.
Now.
Penis, for instance,
Who wants to
you will
penis
say
in the South Africa?
PP, or they will call it your thing, and you're like,
They cannot even say sex.
thank
Parents
you,
cannot
they
mention
cannot
sex.
mention sex.
Those are home, you people should understand.
Can you leave us to talk?
They cannot mention sex. How can you not say, okay, this is sex? This
Exactly.
is what it is.
They find it difficult to mention what is. So when these children now go outside, they hear all manner of words or used to describe that same thing, and that is what they learn. So somehow it is heavy in their mouth to mention. And then when a young guy now comes to mesmerize the lady, they just fall because, oh, of course they found it difficult. Okay, I came across a young lady who said she cannot look at her own body organs, that she was told by her parents that is a sin
to look at your breast.
Yes.
Your own
breast is not anybody's breast. Open.
To look at your own body. Wahala.
To look at your own breast. If you mention vagina around this lady, it's a problem. She leaves you. She if you mention vagina around where she is and she hears you as a lady, they met like as me and you dey like this now, they tell you your vagina, your VJ, they don't even call am VJ, so they don't even know around. God, I beg, just so that. So they just she grew up like that, and it was a problem, and she was having issues with her friends and people around her because. Why won't I mention vagina around you? And it made her some enemies. Some of her friends turned. Would I say enemies or just? I wouldn't just use that word enemies, but they were not close anymore. Yeah. And because they'll come and use it to mock her and yap her, they'll just come around her and just mention vagina and leave. You know that kind of. They look for find her trouble. But why would a parent tell this young lady you can't mention vagina, you can't look at your own body, but it's a sin to look at your body. So what if something is happening? Okay, cancer for instance.
I mean lumps,
the breast lumps that you have to do your own self-examination.
So she cannot even do.
She cannot do it because she'll feel probably she's romancing herself. So somehow some of these parents, they take these things too far, and I don't know, but since it's like this, parents, society, are there other people you think has a role? And then apart from the awareness,
I think the church would have helped. Okay. But then even in church, those people can scorn forever. They'll be telling you that in fact they will even shun you for mentioning something like that. So I think it's mostly awareness. You are educated people should come up, go to some places, go to schools, public schools, private schools, go there, just like mention it out there, just maybe a class, an hour class or 2 hours, tell them the implications. This is what sex is about, this is what you will meet, don't do this, don't do that. Since nobody's going to talk about it at home or in church or in the society, your mommy's friend cannot even tell you because both all of them are afraid in their house, so they cannot say it. So it's up to us, maybe when we even see maybe copper self as a copper, maybe you are teaching in a school. If you just mention them one day, since they are not talking about it in their house, just talk about it. This is what will happen. This is what will happen.
Especially in secondary schools, because from there they are getting to the university. Because there are people who are already in the university waiting for 100 level students.
Yeah, they are waiting
fish.
For
they find fish when they
want. They're waiting for them, and then 100 level students now, their freedom. In fact, they will go all out. It's in 200 level that they will mellow down, but in 100 level. They'll go all out. I want everybody to see me. Me say don't arrive.
Exactly.
So
especially if their secondary school was all this talk of the town kind of secondary school.
They were
the cliques, the big
the big girls in secondary school.
Oh, father. Yeah, seriously, I think even the church has a role to play. They should really mention some of these things because some of our parents doesn't have or were not brought up that way. Yeah. So if the church generally, we have youth groups in church, so it's not all about you just have the Bible study and you're praying and that's it.
That's all.
There's still room for Bible study and prayer.
No.
But
But
youths,
sometimes
there are
just
things they should know. There are things they should be hearing about. There are things you can organize one day, you just organize only
a
relationship
program,
talk.
yes,
Organize a
yes.
program. If I don't even make it a prayer program, maybe the prayer where they go pray that day be
Very short, just
opening prayer, and then maybe handing over the church into the hands of God, and then closing prayer. Every other thing, they need to talk.
you actually see people talk. People will actually
Yes.
stand up because there are stuffs that is like in them that they cannot mention out.
Mention
They will see that
out.
place as a safe space where they can actually say anything and nobody is going to hold it against them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's better.
It's better make it maybe a question and answer session, because you know some of the people are even very would I say shy or scared, because sometimes an open question and answer session that you know you're supposed to be bold enough
Bold
to
enough to
ask,
talk.
you will now ask them, can I write it on paper? Oh god.
Like why?
Like why? Something you're supposed to be bold enough, own it, talk about it, because there are things you better express it orally, that
Than
even
writing it,
yes,
yeah.
that the facilitator there can talk to you about flow even better. They can even want to advise you privately, call you, and you know. But when you write it, they don't even know who asked the question, so they just share the little knowledge they have, and they are
That's
done.
it. I think maybe they're just scared. You know, when a lady comes up and asks a question, okay, I had an abortion. What do you think are the implications and all that?
Would you even be bold enough to stand up and say you have an
Like,
abortion?
because you know these people might go behind your back to talk about it.
Yes.
Or maybe the youth pastor that was there that was listening to it will go and tell the parish pastor, see what in this
What
Dickness son, Dickness daughter.
did. And probably you are no longer like that. You are now looking for help.
You're looking for
but they will
help.
now use that past against you.
To judge you.
Oh my goodness. I think bottom line is awareness. Bottom
is-
line is sensitization, and I think corporate organizations or NGOs should actually come up to
Come
do
up and-
this,
yeah.
because if you're waiting for the government, for instance,
They will not.
they will not.
They will
Or
not.
waiting for the parents to change, they've been molded like that, they will not. Or you're waiting for who else? The church. Somehow some of the churches now, they don't even believe in talking
They
about it.
don't though.
They just want to talk to you about the prayer, study the word,
But study
grow
the
in
word,
the
do this,
spirit,
that's all.
and all that, and that's it. But there are things that talks that you know that would actually open up your mind, renew your mind, make you become aware of some things without even experiencing it. Just like the sex education we talked about, you must not have sex to have that, to be educated or to know, or
Exactly.
you know. There are things you can read. There are things that can still be done. You must not live or cohabit with a guy for you to be able to have that experience you're looking for in quotes.
Yes. You don't have to cohabit. Okay, you want to have sex and go to your houses.
And go to your house. Exactly. So yeah, and I believe you understand where we're coming from, Abby. You get the gist, you get the drive. Well, go down to the comment section and tell us what you think. Well, I know you might have a different opinion. Thank you so much, Ayomide.
Thank you.
It was nice having you on the base show today. My name is Ultra Favara. See you next time.